tell me your thoughts about Denver. About, I mentioned do they strike fear in you the way they have in the past? And I know when I was kind of doing a little bit of setup what the show was going to be, people started putting their comments in. But tell me now, just do they still strike fear in you? Do you still think of them as that same Denver Nuggets team that won 8 of 9 against the Lakers in the playoff, won 13 of 14? Or is it simply put, just these last 2 matchups that the Lakers have had against Denver is enough for you to say, no, I think the story is a little bit different. I don't think the script is the exact same. So I'd be curious to get some of your guys' to get everybody's opinion on that in regards to it. I will say this. For me personally, yeah, they don't really strike it's not the same matchup. And by the way, some of this has nothing to do with the Lakers. Some of it also just has to do with Denver. Do you know how wildly inconsistent Denver is? Let me give you guys their last couple of games, and you guys can tell me if you understand what Denver is. They had gone on a great winning streak. How many did they win in a row? 2, 4, 6, 8. They had won 9 games in a row. I remember Nikola Jokic saying that's the game. Lakers played them February 22nd. That's the game Lakers snapped their 9-game winning streak. And I remember Nikola Jokic saying in the postgame, maybe we fooled ourselves. Go look at the teams that we beat. And if you go look at the teams they beat Charlotte, Portland, Phoenix, Orlando, New Orleans twice, Charlotte again, Philadelphia. I mean, they were beating shitty teams. Okay, since that 9-game winning streak that they had, here is the Denver Nuggets. And this is why I don't really trust Denver anymore, nor do I feel like they're the team that they were a couple years ago where they had all that depth with Jeff Green and Bruce Brown and KCP. They obviously lost in this offseason. He's now in Orlando. I want to say Orlando. Since their 9-game winning streak, lost to the Lakers, beat Indiana. Lost to the Bucks, beat Detroit. Lost to Boston, beat Sacramento, beat Phoenix. Lost to OKC, beat OKC. Lost to Minnesota, beat the Lakers when they didn't have anybody. Lost to Washington at home. And then they don't play Jamal Murray and Jokic, and they beat the Golden State Warriors. I don't know what the hell they are. I don't know what the Denver Nuggets are. I do know this. I think what the Nuggets had before on the Lakers mentally, I don't think still stands. It's not the same team for the Lakers. Here are all the different players that you have a part of the team here. Vando obviously is now a part of the squad. Dorian Finney-Smith recently joined the team. We know how important those 2 players are for this team. Luka Doncic became the Los Angeles Laker, the head of the snake, or right there with LeBron, however you want to describe it. Luka's on the Lakers, and there's certain teams Luka used to play really well against. One of those teams was the Denver Nuggets. You can count the Clippers into that mix, Minnesota. I mean, he's done well against a lot of teams, but he's also done well against Denver. The coach isn't the same. JJ Redick is we can clearly see it, and a lot of Laker fans are pointing it out. It's a wildly different team from a coaching perspective with JJ Redick there. Listen, maybe all this doesn't mean anything until you beat them in the playoffs, which is completely fair. But my perception of this matchup against Denver is not the same perception that I was having maybe a month ago or before the Lakers traded for Luka Doncic. It's not the same team, and it doesn't seem like it's the same team for both sides. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's take a look at some of the comments here. The Nuggets are inconsistent, particularly not worried about a series versus Denver. Listen, I think it'd be a really good series. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you. If you told me right now I got to pick a team, Lakers are completely healthy, Denver's completely healthy, I would lean towards the Lakers. I really would. Now, could Denver just completely handle them and then that's it? Sure, that can happen. Of course that can happen. But I'll take my chances much more this year than I will have in the past. Let's see another one here. Lakers just beat Phoenix and the Spurs, missing their two best players. So the Lakers are beating shitty teams too. Okay, here's what you forgot. What you forgot is, how about when LeBron was healthy and they won 11 games, 11 or 12 games in a row against teams over 500 before they finally lost to the Boston Celtics? I mean, you can't tell me that they weren't also beating good teams. You know what's funny? They're actually, if you go look at all their losses over the course of the last, let's call it month and a half, I could tell you them just because I do so many of these shows. You almost kind of memorize the schedule. They lost to Utah. They lost to Philadelphia. They lost to Charlotte. They lost to Brooklyn. I mean, but if you go look at the wins that they've had wins against really good teams in the NBA. So how do you kind of equate that? Teams do lose. NBA teams lose all the time. I mean, the Golden State Warriors didn't play Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, or the Nuggets didn't play them against the Golden State Warriors. And the Warriors were the hottest team in the NBA, and the Warriors lost. I can't explain it to you. The Denver Nuggets lost to the Washington Wizards at home. I can't explain it to you. It does happen. But number one, I think the thing to pay closer attention to are Lakers beating good teams. They were beating good teams. Did the Lakers handle business against Phoenix and the Spurs? 100% they did, and they needed to. And sometimes in the NBA, you just got to go get W's and move on from there. So I don't know how much that one has some weight there. Let's see what else we got here. Gordon going off is problematic. Jokic scoring and assist ratio shouldn't be both high. High scoring and low assists is preferable. Yeah, Felix kind of more of a little bit of a game plan. Yeah, I'm with you. When Aaron Gordon, when he has a good game and Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are doing what they do, it's really tough to beat them. And, obviously Michael Porter Jr. can go off for 25 in any game. Let's keep looking at some of the comments here. I think we're lucky that we have so many games left with the teams we're battling for seeding. Couple against Houston. You got Denver. You got Golden State. Just thinking of some of the games off the top of my head. There's definitely some games against teams that are in front of you. I agree, Slee. It's not the same as it was in the past. Both teams are different. And I like that you point that out. Both teams are different in the sense that for Denver as well. I mean, they lost some depth. I think that's going to be the biggest question surrounding them is some of the players that they lost as well. Philippe's already ready for the offseason. Can the Lakers get Naz Reid? I think he'd be a perfect fit for this team. Yeah, he's about to get paid. He's going to get paid in the offseason somewhere. And if it's not in Minnesota, it's definitely going to be for one of these other teams. The offseason is going to be fascinating. I don't know how else to put it. I think for the Lakers, there's obviously areas they're going to need to address, some question marks that are out there of what the Lakers are going to do, what it's going to look like. We obviously know they were trying to hunt for a big man before the trade deadline. Mark Williams trade didn't happen, and then all of a sudden you kind of look over to your left, and it's like, all right, well, it's gonna be Jackson Hayes, and Hayes has kind of held his own. But I think they're going to try to upgrade, obviously, from a big position. But we got such a long way to go until we get there, and that's kind of the beauty of this Lakers team right now is they've played good enough to really compete in the West. Now they just got to be healthy, and if they're healthy, then we'll get Rob Pelinka gets now the luxury of seeing what it looks like between now and the start of the playoffs and what it looks like in the postseason before he could start determining what to do in the offseason. So I think you got, obviously a few layers there that you can work with. Let's get another one here. Philippe, thank you for the super, brother. I appreciate you. AR, thank you, bud. I appreciate you. Little 10 spot right there. Look at AR. Slee, good morning, brother. Am I crazy thinking Denver has rested Joker and Jamal Murray against the Warriors so they can perform their best against the Lakers? I don't think it's crazy. I think what's crazy is they rested them and they still got a W. Lakers should be in front of the Nuggets right now in the standings. But Aaron Gordon dropped 38. Russ got a triple-double, and they won at they won on the road against the Golden State Warriors. So that's not something that I was expecting. And then the Warriors won again yesterday without Steph. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks. So the NBA is all over the place. I don't think you're crazy to think that. I do think that this game is very meaningful. I've said this before. It's impossible for me to believe Denver doesn't want a Game 7 at Ball Arena. That's a big advantage. That's a great home court advantage. I was there the year the Lakers got swept. So 2 years ago in the playoffs, I did pregame and postgame and halftime and everything. I did it from Denver when I was still over at 710. That's a true home court advantage. That place was electric. So however you want to put it, obviously this game should mean a lot for both teams. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe both these teams are looking at each other and they're saying, we don't care about you. We're just trying to finish the best we can in the standings and then go from there. All right, if you enjoyed this clip and you want more, just subscribe to the channel. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is the Sliwa Show. And then after every Lakers game, post-game show right here.